Hello guys, it is Rayman from Cartoon Theory, and today I'm going to be explaining the Spongebob 7 Deadly Sins theory. But before I start it, I want to talk about why I was gone for so long. If you don't care about this, just skip to the next time frame. I'll put it up right here. Also, my mic audio might be different because I'm using a headset this time instead of my usual Blue Yeti because I left it at another house, and I really wanted to get this video out as soon as possible. The reason I was gone for so long, guys, was because I bought a new laptop and I was waiting for it to come in so I could record the video with it. And when it did, I couldn't find my mic. So I'm using this recorded video because I asked my brother if I could borrow his mic, and it works okay. Mic audio might be a little bit shitty. Without any further ado, the Spongebob 7 Deadly Sins theory. If you don't know, the 7 Deadly Sins are actually sloth, wrath, greed, envy, gluttony, pride, and lust. People have noticed the sins listed match up with the main characters of SpongeBob. For instance, Patrick is sloth, Squidward is wrath, Mr. Krabs is greed, Plankton is envy, gluttony is Gary, pride is Sandy, and lust is SpongeBob. I'm going to be explaining them in that order. First off, why is Patrick the sloth? Well, obviously because he's lazy as fuck. Like, he just lives under a rock and he stays in there all the time. And he even won an award in the episode Big Pink Loser for doing nothing longer than anybody. So it's very hard to argue that fitting in with Patrick. Squidward is wrath because he always feels hatred and anger towards everybody. He even hates his life. He said it many times in the show. And hates his neighbor SpongeBob. And he is angry throughout most of the show and shows nothing but hatred and anger. But I would actually like to argue that this isn't true, just because I can recall many times in the show where he thinks of SpongeBob more as a friend and more not as like an asshole that just bothers the fuck out of him, like in the pizza delivery episode, where he stands up for SpongeBob for throwing the pizza in the guy's face, and on the April Fools episode where he apologizes to SpongeBob after hurting his feelings, and I was like, that was a really good moment. And I think this is like the most important moment of Scooter, when he dresses up as Santa in the Christmas episode and cheers SpongeBob and all the residents of Bikini Bottom. There's many more times where Scooter has shown like this nice helpfulness, and I'll leave a link in the description, guys, of 10 moments where that's happened. And next up is Mr. Krabs, fitting in with greed. Obviously Mr. Krabs is greed, just because in whole show he's never been generous. And the exception goes to the episode Born Again Krabs, where he believes that he's dreaming and he's really generous. You guys remember that? Where he even he gives like a movie that's not even in theaters yet to some guy. Like, he gives free toys and shit. Like, totally not Mr. Krabs. And then when he realizes he's not dreaming, he becomes cheap again. And he has been nothing but cheap in the whole show. And I even remember in one episode, it might be one of the new ones, it's called Penny Foolish, where Mr. Krabs sees SpongeBob pick up what looks like to be a penny, and he goes nuts trying to get the penny from SpongeBob. And yeah, it's just totally greedy and throughout the whole show, obviously. Next is Plankton with envy, because he is really envious of Mr. Krabs' success. He looks in sadness at the Krusty Krab while he sits in the chum bucket making no money, and kind of makes you wonder, how the fuck does he run the chum bucket with no money? Like, how the hell does he say that? Anyways, the theory states that his envy is what drives him to steal the Krusty Krab. Krabby Patty's secret recipe? Fuck. Now, Gary's matchup on the sin list is one of the ones I really don't agree with. Gary is supposed to be gluttony, and it does fit. I just don't agree with it. But seriously, like, gluttony, like with Gary, and it's really funny because it only makes sense for one reason and one reason only. There's a running gag on SpongeBob where SpongeBob will say at random, "Oh, I gotta go feed Gary." Like, he always says, like, "I gotta go feed Gary." There's so many times in the show where he says that, and people will even tell him, "Don't forget to feed Gary." Like, it's really stupid, but it really does fit if you really think about how many times he eats. And if you didn't know that, the gluttony that I'm referring to, gluttony actually means overeating or eating way too much, which does fit Gary in a way, but it seems more like Patrick to me. Sandy is next, with pride. Sandy always takes pride in the fact that she's from Texas and likes everybody to know about it. And almost every episode with Sandy's in, she always talks about Texas. And I hope you guys probably remember the episode where she goes nuts when Patrick says, "Can you say people from Texas are dumb?" And she gets off like the bus and goes like batshit crazy on Patrick and SpongeBob. And she also takes pride in the fact that she's a land creature or a mammal, and she even takes everybody up on the land in the episode Pressure. And everyone remembers that. God, that scooter puppet really creeped me out as a kid. I know it wasn't. I'm the only one that got creeped out by that. Anyways, last sin on the list is lust, and SpongeBob takes the cake on this one. This one made me laugh like crazy at first. I was like, lust for SpongeBob? Like, what the fuck? But if you actually think about it, lust actually means excessive love for others. When people think of lust, they actually just think of it someone wanting to do crazy sexual things to somebody. But yeah, it actually just means excessive love of others. And throughout the show, SpongeBob loves everybody around him, and even he loves people like Scooter. Like, he shows excessive love to Scooter, even though Scooter's pretty much an asshole to him all the time. So yeah, that was the theory, guys. It's so weird how they match up, because I really agree with how they match up, except for Gary. That's too stupid. Anyway, guys, the next theory will be on how Danny Phantom and Timmy Turner are actually the same person. Until next time, remember to like this video and click that subscribe button, guys. It would really help me. And if you want me to keep doing these videos, click that subscribe button and like this video. See you next time. Thanks.